Okay, guys, good morning. So I think I was thinking about making a video, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just make a video of me drawing real time. So I'll be drawing real time, but I don't even know what I'm going to be drawing. Either I'm going to be drawing or I'm going to be painting. I don't know which it will be. You can see on my screen this is like cover page for the second chapter of my story. I don't know if I should link that or the previous page I sketched and posted on YouTube with the sound on it. So I don't know. Or you guys can join me to make the character design of one of my OCs. It's more like a god in my story. Like a god, more like something like a creature above a god. I don't know. But she has existed since the beginning of time and all that. So I don't know which it should be. This is just like her like outline. I haven't actually drawn her yet or created her. So I'm thinking maybe I should just make her character design. Now that would be too much work. What to do. So I think I will just do Okay, so what I will do is I'll just be inking this page, considering the fact that I've not created a character design yet, and I'm this kind of person that doesn't really when it comes to character design, I don't take much thought, like a lot of people who create character sheets and all that. I'm not really that kind of person, although I find character sheets to be quite helpful, but I feel like it's a waste of time, so I usually don't do that. I just have how my character is going to look in my head. I pencil it down, like a sketch like this on several other characters, sketch them out roughly, and I know how they're going to look. And once I give it the first try, if I don't like it, I will draw them, then I go with that design. Okay, and funny enough, I'm the kind of person that makes very rough sketches like this. Now I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can increase my screen. No, actually I can't. Let's see. Oh no. Click on my meter. I don't think I can. This is also like you can see it was supposed to be this. I just loosely sketched it on I had reference. So let's just go straight to the inking. Now, for the past couple of days, I've been drawing, and I remembered that I had or have a YouTube account, and I was like, why not just use my drawings and make content and just try to grow my social media, my YouTube account, and that's what I'm doing. Trying to grow my account because my account is over a year and I still don't have a lot of followers, so I decided I should try to start posting often. Decided to start posting often because apparently they said, I watched the video, that the more you post, the more what's it called? The more YouTube's algorithm recommends your video to others. So even if this video isn't that way, at least I okay, hold on. Basically still the same thing. Why is it like this? Because the black and white activity. Why are we able to ink like this? Maybe I'll have to change the color mode. Boah. The fuck? And it vanishes completely if it goes lower than 20%. It's just weird. Let's see. This one? No. 29. Oh. Yes. So something else. Maybe I should change the color mode back. I think this is the reason why I need to change my device into a laptop. This is why I need a laptop for messes like these. I'm guessing if I'm thinking this is going to give me something. Okay, so basically, and I also decided to open this the initial reason I created this account was like to help other Nigerian graphic designers and artists that are just like starting out, like how I used to back then. I don't really know who and what to do, where to start from. They could like come to my page and like watch me grow and have something that they can relate to, and what's the word, it will help them grow as well. That was the main reason why I created this account. So yeah, now this brush I'm using is custom made actually by me. So if you want the brush, just let me know in the comment section. I use this brush for sketching, inking, and everything. And if you use IB paint, I recommend that you make your your sensitivity, where is it? Your sensitivity, you put it on weak for this brush, weak sensitivity, because it actually feels like an actual, will I call it a penny? If you brush slightly, you have a thin line. Brush slightly, you have a thin line, thin line, thin line. Then if you press hard, you have, understand? So you can imagine how the brush would be if I didn't put weak sensitivity. The ink will be all over the place. So if you want the brush, let me know. I'll put the link. I don't know how to do that yet, but I can learn. So let me tell you a little bit about this character that we are thinking. His name is Otis. One of the original four that woke up with the main character. In the beginning, he actually looked more of like a snob, and you wouldn't really take him for much of what he became later. So I'm guessing like because Kane risked his life for him and someone else in the beginning. So our boy Otis here, I guess he took it too personally. And I think he's gay, so took it too personally and started to follow Kane, PNC everywhere. And then through the story, we slowly see or get hints. I slowly put in hints to prove and show that Bo is gay. Don't get me wrong, there's really nothing wrong about being gay. So yeah, his name is Otis. And if you're wondering if I got his name from the sex ed, yes I did. I just like the name and I decided to give the character. Aside the main character, some other characters have actual names that people I got from maybe movies, rap battles and shit like that. Like there is this character that I haven't yet introduced into the series, although this is, as you can see, this is just the cover for chapter 2. I just started the chapter 2 final sketching. I'm in chapter 2 page 1, no, page 2. Yeah, so what was I saying? What was it? I said I can't remember. Oh my god, this is bad. Okay, so I said okay, yeah, there's this character that I haven't introduced yet. Her name is Dej. I got her name from like a rap battle. I don't know if you guys have watched that rap battle. I don't know the name of the rap battle, but it was fire. Her name is spelled D-A. How do I spell it? Yeah. I don't remember things of very. No, now I feel old. I remember things, but I don't know what how we read this is DHAHHA. If you even check YouTube, she even has an account there. She's a rapper. you can go and check out her account on YouTube too. So that's where I got one of my character's name, Dave. I like that name. But the character Dave is, you'll see eventually when I impure her into the story. Okay, so the name of the story is Sanctum Continuum, which you can clearly see, Sanctum Continuum, and it was known as Deadlock when I first started. Actually, I was supposed to record this video yesterday night, and because I live with my family, and at night it's more quiet because people don't move around. But I couldn't because of some things, and I slept off. So now I woke up early and I'm recording. So if anybody wakes up and walks in, you hear whoever they're saying. I'll try to cut that part out, so sorry in advance. So the idea, the story, when I first imagined it, I gave it Deadlock. That was the name of the original story when I envisioned it. But I was like, no, I can't just make a story and leave it to at a particular point, because when I made it, when I first came up with the idea, I was leaning heavily into the battle royale part of the story. I really leaned deeply into the battle royale part of the story, and I was like, no. And when I was writing it, in the script I stopped at chapter 5 because of how basic the story turned out to be, and I wasn't able to continue. But even though I stopped at chapter 5, I was like, I'll just, when I draw it, it will be more than 5 chapters. It could be 10, and I'll just stop it there. And then I was like, after some time, I started drawing. I decided when I was imagining it, I imagined it as a webtoon. So I actually started that. Oh my god! Little did I know. Little festival they cannot handle it. I started it as a webtoon. About 10 pages in, 10 more. I don't even know. I don't know whether that I was burnt out completely, because webtoon isn't something that anybody can just go and do. Jesus Christ, webtoon isn't something that you can just pick up on and say, especially with my current situation. I use my tablet and a Vinza tablet. This is it. So I have to plug it directly into my tablet with the help of an OTG to make my what's it called? To make my art. So I can't charge my tablet and draw at the same time. So whenever it goes off, which can be very annoying. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? Okay, yes, I remember. So yes, because of this reason, I can't Hold on, I think I was in the car. Okay, so because of this reason, I cannot, take do much of watching because it's an Android tablet. The battery doesn't last too long. Tops an hour, 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Yeah. So I have to make more of the time I have to make more progress. If not, I won't be able to finish the graphic novel on time. And I actually planned on publishing it on Webtoon, which I still do, of course. But that Webtoon format was just too much for me. And if I also pair with my time and the time my tablet goes off, that means probably in 6 months I am not even done with 10 up to 5 chapters so serious. I needed something that would be fast and I can work on, and when I publish I'll be able to drop weekly, or you get it, maybe in 2 weeks. Because at this point I'm not only considering myself, I'm considering the people who decide to read my story at the same time. Now that's the reason I decided, I'm not going for Webtoon. Although originally I like making more black and white stories. I've decided to tell myself that I won't call it manga anymore, because everybody on YouTube saying manga, and it just makes this, I don't know, it makes me feel somehow, because manga is actually, or was actually, created by Japanese. So that particular style of manga, and almost everybody has almost totally abandoned the others. There are graphic novels, comics, Marvel comics, DC comics, different styles, but everybody is just leaning towards manga. So I was like, why not just stop calling it manga, make it call it a graphic novel. After all, I'm in Nigeria. And besides, if I tell my parents manga, they are like, you want to go to school and study mango, literally, or you want to waste your life doing mango. So I'll just make it I'll just start calling it graphic novel to make things more easy, for them and myself too. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I feel like inking this in the black and white gray color mode would be so nice. It's just that shit must be heavy. Oh fuck. My god. Literally. Anyway, that's where I stopped. Okay, so decided to start calling it graphic novel. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I thought my tab was lagging there. Well, it's actually lagging. Shit. Anyway, so in the original story, it leaned heavily on just a battle royale alone. A group of individuals wake up in an unknown place with little to nothing left of their memory. like literally nothing. The only thing they remember is their names, food, words, and how to breathe. Yeah, and English or whatever language they decide to speak. I don't care. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So that was the initial idea, initial premise for the story, but it felt a bit too weak story wise. So I decided, why not make a 2.0 version? Make more, add a little bit more. Okay, since the I'm not I refined the story, I can tell you what happens. Can I? I don't think so. Because I might end up using those elements in this. So anyway, so as soon as I started drawing in the webtoon style and I got tired, I decided to reinvent, and I went and thought about it again, and I was like, no, it can't just be about a battle royale. Let's make it spicy. Let's make the battle royale just the first part of the story, and boom. It's funny how by just changing no, actually that's not even how I thought about it. I in the beginning, there were four people who woke up side by side, and I was like, how the story actually proceed if I were to kill off, because I didn't like one of the characters because she had this anime girl vibe, and I wasn't really fucking with it. I know you guys don't really know me that well, but I have this. I don't like those big eyes anime girls have. It doesn't look realistic. And so when I was creating this girl, I don't know what got into me. And I told you I don't do storyboards, so once I make a drawing or a character sheet once and I fuck with it, I will like start using it immediately. So I started using it, but after some time, the anime girl persona didn't really work for me. So I decided, how do I, get rid of this character without? And I'd already studied the first like 10 pages of the chapter, and she was already in the fucking cover page that I designed for the story. She was already in it. I was like, what do I do? And then an idea popped into my head. Why did you just kill her off? It's like, okay, that actually works. So I thought about it, and I was like, what will actually happen if I killed her off? And then I started to brainstorm, and I saw how much the storyline had changed, because I told you I only wrote 5 chapters in the script, but killing her made the story completely go nuts. Like the story went crazy, completely crazy. Different, things started happening after. Well, in my head, mind you, all this is happening in my head. Different things started happening as soon as she was dead. So I was like, okay, this is an improvement. So why not just like a perspective form? Why not just impute all these things that happens into the story to make the story more, oof. Let it be something memorable. Now I'm not going for the One Piece vibes. Neither am I going for the Jujutsu Kaisen vibe. But at least my story should hit different, hit hard. That was just what was going through my head. And then boom, I started to develop on the idea I initially got at copy again. So I started going over the idea. I have to clean this up. Well, you that dumb. See, this is why I like using different layers of things. I just made the layer for the glasses separate. Now if I want to get it out, I'll have to mistakenly erase the hair. So I decided to start just developing on the idea, and the story started changing. And as I developed on the idea, I also started to just does this look wrong? To the side. Okay, so as I this sorry, just wait. Why does this look so odd? Glasses. Now I have to change the foot and the hair is involved. Nah. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad, man. Anyway, so other things started to happen, and I was like, I fuck with it. I'm gonna deal with it, you know. So I decided to change the story title from Deadlock, which obviously focuses on the first game, first death game at the beginning of the story, because obviously I didn't want to make a story like what is this thing called, a story like Ragnarok. I think Records of Ragnarok. Don't get me wrong, Ragnarok is a very nice story, but too much fights actually dull the vibes of an anime. Too much of a story, too many fights. I needed to do more character design, world building. That's really what I want to achieve in a story, not just fights. So I decided on that, and I was able to get new results. And I don't know how many times I've already said this. I changed the story title from Deadlock to Sanctum Continuum, which is actually a Latin word for there are two. I'm not Latin, so I don't know. I actually asked Google, which I believe every other artist does to make their story. I did some research, and Sanctum Continuum is not just the title, it's also like a lore in my world, the world that I live over, the world that I created. It's I made it that Sanctum Continuum isn't just like something people think about. Sanctum Continuum is actually the character that I showed you. Where is she? She's like a law of nature. She's like, karma. Yes, everybody knows what karma is. Now imagine karma in like karma having a form. Yeah, I can't find her, but she's that lady I showed you when you said shit. I showed that to you twice already, so you should know what she looks like. And if you don't, the next video I'll be making, I want to sketch out. I would have sketched out her facial features, and then I'll be making a video on me sketching her out and drawing her, and maybe like inking her and shit. So the sanctum continuum isn't just a lore in my world. Apparently, it's a deity that is, has like it's like it has consciousness. Yes, let me just put it like that. Like for instance, we have all this you know what? I don't know how to explain it. It's just best depicted in the book itself. Yeah. So when I publish a webtoon, make sure to go over there and search up something continue. That if I haven't changed it by then. But I'm really like why do the glasses look like this? Somebody tell me why this she looks like this. I'm lost. Bro looks like something straight out of a Harry Potter movie. The fuck? IP Spirit, why are you doing this to me? Why can't you go just help my life, please? Must I have to hand draw everything, even the smallest circle? And I'm only using this tool because I don't want to have to hand draw the circles myself, because obviously my hand is straight, so I can't. You know what, I think it would be better for me to just put the glasses in another layer to avoid messing up this dude, you know. So just close, paste in another layer, paste, good. Okay, I think I'm going to add glasses as one of my number one most terrible things to draw, bro. Cause how hard can glasses be? Why is it so hard to draw, bro? Okay, I think I know it. I don't know, I'll find out later. Just the most part I need to just no, paste, bro. Remove. Oh my god. God, I just hope there won't be as much interruptions, because the first time, yeah, exactly. There we go. Oh my god. Shut up your mouth. You should go back to your room. Stop. Doing something, as you can see. It seems transforming the kidney has made the kidney to oh god, it has made it to blur out. But you see, that's why I like the black and white color, whatever it's called. It doesn't blur it out. Can you see? Yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. If I don't like them glasses, and push it really bad. Okay, so that was my sister that just walked in. What was I saying? I was saying something about something. Trying to explain it. I think I finished that. I can't remember what I was saying. I don't know. I can't remember what I was saying. This thing looks so weird. I can't remember what I'm saying, except if I'll go and I'll end this video, pause it, and see the last thing. And that sounds like so much stress, which I really am not in for it today. So just flash that, we'll scratch that. Anyway, so I'll draw her out in the next video. And yeah. I feel so disoriented right now. I can't even remember what I was saying, and I don't even know what to say next. Oh god. Seems something. What was I saying? Anyways, on to another topic. I can't remember what I was saying because somebody decided to walk in unannounced around what's the time? 7:57. 7:57 in the fucking morning.
Don't go and sleep. Again, Jesus. Why your mom slept?
I literally just woke up.
No, you're a liar.
Is it you that slept?
You're a liar.
Is it you that slept? Is it not me that slept?
You don't know I'm monitoring you.
As a monitoring spirit that you are, man. Excuse me. I don't even know where else to start from. Okay, so Sanctum Continuum is like a lore in my world. Okay, yes, Sanctum Continuum is a Latin word that I merged together. Sanctum means holy, and continuum, I think that's obvious, like continuity. So the reason why I decided to use that as maybe like the what's it called, the title, is because that Sanctum Continuum. Let me explain the origin of Sanctum Continuum for you. To me, I believe Sanctum Continuum is, and coming from me, I'm the author, so I'm the artist that created, Sanctum Continuum. So you should listen to this very carefully if you're going to go into Sanctum Continuum when it eventually drops. Sanctum Continuum is how do I explain this? It's a process whereby humanity evolves. It's a process of evolution through war. Now, what I believe is, for a nation to become great, it first has to fall. Now, when I say fall, I don't mean like, yes, I mean exactly what I mean. It has to fall because it is from the ashes or from the fall that oh my god, into the glasses layer. It is from the war that the city will rise again. Okay, I don't know if you guys are a fan of the Bible, but in the Bible, Israel was not always the great nation that we have today. Israel was once taken into slavery or the Israelites were once taken into slavery by the Egyptians. Now, after that happened, years later, after Israel, after Israel was used or were used as slaves and everything, look at them now. They are one of the greatest nations in the world when it comes to military prowess. I don't know if you're getting it. When it comes to war, Israel, for me, I believe Israel stands unshaken. Israel is easily one of the strongest or most powerful cities in the world, if you get me. They can defend themselves, very well against China and America. So you catch my drift. What folder is here? This is also the reason why I dislike working too many layers. But I have to just prevent if the airs are actually in the glasses folder. Shit. Lucky me. Just merge those two folders together and I'll continue from here. Still, I want to know this. So, in my story, from the ashes of a city, or from the fall, the law is from the fall of a city. From the ashes of a city. Let's just fuck the whole reading part. But what I'm trying to say is, after the fall of a city, a greater one rises. That is the law. So this sanctum continuum, this entity, is in charge of the war. No, she's not in charge. Basically, she's like, it just works so far her presence is there. Rise and fall of nations, war, all those things that happens because she exists. And like I said, she's like a force of nature. She isn't somebody that can just be killed or erased. Like, we're talking global destruction if this entity is, or the complete stagnation of the human species if this entity goes missing on a vacation. So that is the sanctum continuum. And humanity, or humans, I don't know how they got that word yet, but they named their war, this particular war that they are fighting. There are 4 continents in this world, and they are all fighting because one continent decided to say every continent should start worshipping their god. Exactly. The continent's leader specifically told them that if other continents could not take their god, which is Origin, that's the name of the deity, Origin, as their deity, that they would declare war on other nations. And one thing about every nation is, if you threaten them a war. If you threaten any nation in general, you're about to get clapped back with a threat of their own, because even the weakest country is Zimbabwe. Yeah, I didn't mean it like that though. I'm not saying Zimbabwe is the weakest country, like it just fell out. Sorry, that was a mistake. Even the weakest country when it comes to military prowess will clap back if your terms are too much. I don't know if you're getting me, like not even if your terms are too much, it will clap back if you know you threaten them with war. Any country would. It's not about one country being better than the other or anything. Any country would clap back. So it threatened that if every other continent doesn't, adapt their religion and start serving their deity, their god, there will be war. And then other continents clap back, and then boom, that was what started the war. I know you might think that that is a dumb reason to start a war, but yes, it has happened in real life. I can't say continents so, but um, back then I don't know how long ago, but the Catholics did it. If they killed people because they refused to, become Christians. The Muslims did it. I don't know about other religions, but I know Catholics and Muslims, they did it. So, and killing people basically is war, and the wars that started over borders, you understand? So it's not a stupid reason, it's justified enough, it's just good enough, yeah. Now I'm just telling myself that that should be a good enough reason to start a war, right? But the reason for the war actually doesn't matter. The war actually matters is the fact that Sanctum Continuum is the reason why the war is happening in the first place. If Sanctum Continuum didn't exist, then something as little as religion shouldn't really cause a war in the first place. I mean, there is something that is called human rights, right? Every human should have the freedom to choose whatever religion or deity or not they want to serve, you get me? So that was what started the war, and the war was named Sanctum Continuum. Well, nobody actually knows where the name originated from. So now I'm going to mention the four continents. One is the current one that is hosting the deadlock challenge is Persia. I know it sounds like I don't know if it's a country, but yeah, whatever. Eurasia, Canaan, and Sodom. Those are the four continents in this story, and it's these different elements mixed in together, because these people who are actually participating in this deadlock, it's not as if they are participating with their consent. They were literally dragged out of their worlds and forced into another, this world that's quite similar to theirs. It's like an isekai, yeah, but it doesn't lean much on the isekai genre. It just briefly shows you like, yo, I'm isekai, but I'm not like other anime that leans into the isekai vibe. It's isekai, but anyways, they were forcefully ejected from their worlds and forced to partake in a game called Deadlock. Now, Deadlock lasts a total of 1 day and 6 minutes. Get what I did? 66. 60 minutes make it, and oh shit, I feel so stupid. Sky that. Don't even try to, don't, please. That was a mistake. So 1 day and 6 minutes. Oh god, I feel so stupid after that. 1 day and 6 minutes. Good. So a day and 6 minutes for everyone to kill each other, and a point system was created. So you have a day and 6 minutes to get 2k points, and 300 points is awarded to a person upon a kill. If you kill someone, you get 300 points. They have a collar around their neck that handles the point system and everything. So anybody that has less than 2k points, once the timer is up, the colors on their neck get enabled and they die. So, and the reason why this happens is because I know you might think it's not related to the story. It is very related to the story. Now I lean into the theory that people drawn from other worlds and moved into another have a different frequency compared to the world that they were moved into. Now their frequency aligns with the world which they were born in, right? So they had no powers, they were not variants. But the moment they got moved into another world, they This is the reason why I like talking about my story, because I get more ideas as I speak. Abilities. Now, so because they have different frequencies from the world in which they were summoned to, forced into, they have some sort of ability. Now these abilities vary from person to person. Now these abilities vary from person to person, with some powers being fairly generic, and others being unique and hard to master. Now deadlock was created for two specific reasons, actually three: to create war machines that have powers, to train them in the art of war, and to help them grow into their abilities, and also to weed out the weak ones. That's like 4 reasons or 5. Now the continents are at war, and Sodom, who started who made the declaration of war, have tapped into some sort of secret power from origin, their deity, and they have these elite soldiers that have abilities. Where their abilities come from, how their abilities are, nobody knows, but everybody has a general idea that it must be some sort of ancient shit, with their religion, that makes them, or some of them, able to do what they do. So the war is in favor with, what's my battery percent? 71. If they have time. So we're already 59 minutes in. Crazy. So the war is going in the favor of Persia, and other continents can't have that, especially Pharaoh, the ruler, the lord over the continent Persia. Okay, so what does he do? Persia is the most technologically advanced uh, continent amongst the four. So what does Persia do? Persia puts millions of dollars. I don't know if they spend dollars, but definitely they won't spend dollars. They'll make like a monetary system. But it's like testimonies, handshakes. Yeah. Anyway, they put a lot of money and resources into what they thought is well, Pharaoh had great and high hopes for this, into the multiverse theory and everything like that, and decided why not, firstly bring people from their original universe where they have actual lives and their families, friends, well, some of them don't. Anyways, into another world to fight for him. So he does that, and now we have deadlock. Now, he did that, but at the same time, he didn't want to have to go through the stress of training somebody, it would take too long. So why not put them? What teaches somebody survival instincts better than a death match? You got it. Nothing. So he decides, why not just play with them like toys, pit them against each other, and let the strong ones fight it out. Yeah, so that is the main reason why he created Deadlock. And now I had to change the title from Deadlock because Deadlock in this new version of mine, I think I want it to just last about maybe like 5 chapters, 6, I don't know. So it couldn't just be named Deadlock, and yeah, that's how I decided to come up with the new title. Like I said, I don't know if that title will stick, because like I do dig the new title, Something Continuing. It's quite, I like it, if I'm being honest, because it's in a language I know nothing about. It's in a language I know nothing about, so I like it. So hence that's how I decided to change the first chapters, the title rather. The first chapter, Jesus testimony, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing exactly? I don't know. I'm just imagining, like, what if I actually decided to make the character design? Because there will be a lot of trials and failures and errors. That means I wouldn't finish the video in like 2 hours, maybe like 4 hours, 3 hours, and I'll put some time lapses in. I'll have to cut some parts because my tab will obviously go off, and I'll have to charge it, then come back and continue. So basically that's what Deadlock is about. Many more. And I really want to, Deadlock isn't actually the first project I've worked on. I've worked on several unpublished works, of which I didn't get past the first chapter. Yes, I didn't get past the first chapter. I've actually had a lot of books. One of them I named Eden. It was about a guy. It's also an isekai. What is it with me and isekai? A guy was transported to another world or taken into another world, died after being hit by a truck cone, of course, and was born in the was woke up in the body of the infamous demon lord that every species fears, and they were only able to kill him because he got too bored and just let the hero kill him and shit. Because like, why live when you're bored? You can just die. Yeah, sure. Because the demon lord had been dead for over 1,000 years, I think, or 2,000, yeah. Or they're also like the demons. They call them demons, but they actually have different races, divided into their different races, and. Our boy wakes up in the body of the new demon lord, learns about the world, and decides, why not reunite all the demons back together under his rule? And apparently humans have started to like oppress demons now. Before it used to be like the other way around, the demon lord around, and now that the demon lord was killed, now humans oppress humans. Why do humans have to be like this? Anyway, so humans started to oppress demons, and he decided to merge them back together. All these things I'm saying, I didn't get past chapter 1. And back then, I feel like my art style wasn't good enough for manga. I feel like I wasn't. I could show you. Yes, why not show you? I could show you. Let me try and show you. Let me see. My battery is draining fast. I wonder how. Anyway, this video is going to be long anyway, so those of you who are interested in watching, you can, and you like what you see, because I'm going to be releasing more of these kinds of videos, because I'm not really a fan of all these edited videos. I don't do that today. I feel like it's stress, so I'd rather talk like this than start. Oh my god. And then I don't even know how to do it, so I'll be posting more, and I draw almost every day, so I'll be posting more videos like this, hopefully. Don't mind me. Anyway, so yes, this is it. Like I said, I never actually finished. Okay, I finished a chapter, I think. Yeah, this is it. Come on now, don't do me like this, okay? You see, this is what I'm saying. Empty panels with bubbles in it, which works if you implement it right, Yeah. Don't waste my time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. So many more like these. I don't want to show everything because my battery is obviously draining fast. 67. 67. Fuck it. So I made about where was in this select all? Can't select all. Whoa, that is wow. Okay, so I made about 20 pages for the first chapter, of which I never published, and I didn't continue because I felt my art wasn't good enough. Yeah. And I feel like I've gotten better. I've gotten better. Okay, let me show you the initial cover page I had for my previous. It's pretty bland, but like that yeah, this is it. And I feel like I didn't really put much effort into this page. Yeah. So I just decided to start over, and just a reminder. I'm just starting out. I won't say I'm just starting out manga, but there are going to be a lot of changes in the character design over time. You see, like Otis now, from chapter 2, I'm going to tweak his character design just a little bit, yeah. Like his hair in the beginning, I just made it rough squabbles, because I had to deal with coloring and all that. But now that I'm just going to be dealing with screen tones, line art, white and black, I think I can, put more time into drawing characters to look, better. So apologies in advance once I publish on Webtoon and you notice that there's a difference with like the characters are changing slowly. I have to do it. The story has to align with it. No, I did not just do that. I did. Oh, I do not like this. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is so annoying. Anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, yeah, I would. So there'll be subtle changes in just little details. For example, there will be changes in the main characters. What do they call that thing? Bond. Yeah, there will be subtract. Just one of the glasses. Yeah, like the ponytail. I say ponytail, the bun, and maybe like character facial features, but in general the character is still going to look exactly the same. I don't know if you get me. Copy and then undo. I don't know why I was so stupid to do these things, but let's go undo. Anyway, so just slight changes, like for example the clothing. I started with lines and then shades of black. Yes, I'm going to change that. I think I'd like more. I put a little. I'm going to put screen tones to fill in instead of all those lines and making it look rough. I like my work neat. I also like my work with rough at times, but not in the sense of not in the manga sense. Yeah. I will be going. I will be. Yes, nothing. Okay. Ouch! Did I just do that to myself. Oh, yes, I did. Shit. Anywho, first, why does it look worse, bro? Just in case I might, want to get rid of it later. I'm too lazy to actually draw them glasses in, so I'm just using black, to. Which now, if I'm even like regretting, because like, why didn't I just draw it in? Anyway, what did I say last? What was the last thing I said? So yeah, there are a lot of okay, now let's talk about art improvement first. That's what I was saying. But let's talk about art improvement. Now, art improvement is something that happens over time. A lot of people rate themselves up because their art isn't good yet. But I can only tell you that all you need is patience. I will really like that. I'm not saying my art is perfect now, but I know that I can feel some sort of man. Oh, I see. Do I see? I'm trying to mention this. Okay. So I think I need to. No, I don't need to reduce my voice up. Okay, so compared to when I first started, I can see a lot of improvements. Let me show you. You should have seen one of my recent panels. I posted the video. That was the first video I've posted in like a year. So let me show you one of my first ever stories, manga. We have we have many of them. We have last days. I don't know. Okay, this one I never actually. It's only the cover page I imported. The story I just threw it away. I designed this cover page. This was last year. I would have gone for this, but I stopped after the first chapter. My MC was actually for. Now we have Nightfall's Fury. The comic I was doing before, and now stopped. This one is actually quite long. I think I did about 20 pages too, or more. First chapter. How about I just make it like this so you can get glimpses of how they look. Yeah, so I made this Nightfall's Fury. It was a comic I worked on before. We may not actually finish that. Yeah, so I did a lot of stories before now, and I feel like the more you if you're going into comic book art, you should practice more on that comic book art. The more books or trials and errors, the better your next project is going to be. That's how I feel. And then I told you first comic try. There's a folder named first comic try. I'll show you how bad I was. Now I was this bad. Now nobody can tell me that I still draw like this. I mean, Nobody can tell me I still draw like this. I'm not this bad anymore. And this was like 2-3 years ago. I mean, the fuck? Bro, this is an actual improvement. No, not this is an actual improvement. I've actually improved. I was telling myself I was going to watch it later, but I just kept on pushing it, procrastinating. Yeesh. But let me show you comic pages I do now. In case you don't know. Let me show you my recent pages. Let me show you the ones I'm not going to show you everything because obviously let me show you the ones I'm proud of. Look at this baby girl. Look at this beauty. Look at this one. It's an improvement, even if it's not that good. It's an improvement still. Some improvement. Now I'm not going to show you everything. You want to shop me raw? What the fuck? I won't show you everything. So drastic improvement. So I believe the more you practice, the better you get. Or it may not be the more you practice, it may be the older you get, the better you are at it, because I don't believe people who say practice. Although please practice and make sure you learn anatomy, because you see when I started anatomy was my enemy, but now I can draw poses out of nothing, I love anatomy now. I love anatomy because anytime I'm drawing and then I just create poses out of nowhere, I have this tingly feeling, like fuck, I'm just happy, because I already have the knowledge and I don't have to go through references just to get a pose that I want, or go through tutorial videos just to get the pose I want. Another thing I recommend, because when I first started, that is exactly what I did. Tutorials every night. I would advise, depends on you, every night before you go to bed or every day you watch a YouTube tutorial on anatomy, how to draw mouths, how to draw poses, how to draw heads and faces in different angles. It helps a lot, and you practice what you learn. Once you practice what you learn, your improvement is bound to happen. And then when you're going out, it's not compulsory, it has to be every time. You go out with a sketch pad or a note, because in Nigeria sketch pads are, if you want an actual standard sketch pad, it's expensive, starting from 3k upwards. You just get yourself a normal, like, portable small book like this that has white, and draw anything that comes to mind, be it anatomy, be it anatomy that you learned on YouTube, be it OCs, be it imaginative drawings, anything, or you might be someone that likes to capture that still life. When people are walking by, you want to draw that, you can do that too. Anything that works for you. Make sure you just draw every day. It doesn't have to be for hours, but you draw every day and you will improve. I'm telling you. The improvement it's not something that just happens overnight. If I bring out the stacks of A4 paper I have on my old drawings, you will be most. I wish I could do that in later video, but my my tablet's camera isn't anything to write home about. So I genuinely do not want to disgrace myself because my camera is bad. So maybe when for video though, maybe when I could just snap pictures since it's YouTube and YouTube has the post feature. I can snap them and just like put them on my page so that you guys can see how I drew back then versus now. You know, make your pencil and eraser your friend. And one thing I'd always advise people before you go into digital art, please and please, I feel like I know before you go into digital art, please and please make sure you are good with you have learned the basics. Your form is okay, your perspective, all these things that you need to learn, they are okay because when you are going into digital, you lose sight of what you're actually supposed to learn. Like when I first started digital drawings, I won't even lie, I was not good. I could show you my first digital art, my first ever digital art. Let me show you. My first ever digital art. You'll be shocked. You lose sight of what you're supposed to know, like your anatomy basics and everything, and then new things, different. Oh, I even have drawings here. Look at them. I snapped them. Funny. You know I had these. You lose sight of what you're supposed to learn, which is anatomy, and you start trying to learn how to use the software. It took me a long time before I could finally master Ibis Paint. You have to rotate your screen. I can't do that because my Vinza tablet is connected and it will disconnect if I do that. Old drawings. Anyways, these are my drawings like on paper. I told you about old drawings compared to now. And character designs. Anyways, I want to show you my first. I think this was it was my first ever digital drawing. That was like 3 years ago. Come on, load up fast. Load up fast. Come on. Let me make it take a peek. Okay, so I can't find it. I can't find my first ever drawing. But these are like examples of drawings that I did in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning I actually leaned into. I loved colors. I still love colors, but like I don't paint as much anymore. I don't render as much anymore. No. Oh no. That's too much. There's the picture, it's okay. I don't color as much anymore. Wow, this is actually nice. I think I'd like to. Whoa. Wow, this is actually nice. I never actually looked at this drawing on my tab. Wow, that is beautiful. Especially wow, this is old? Is this meant to be old? Damn, this is pretty. Wow. Okay, so I think I am definitely. I will start this. I would like to draw this particular girl. Wow, she is beautiful. I completely forgot how to start. I have an arsenal of characters, bro. Original characters. Wow, this is beautiful. This guy drew down. I totally forgotten the original beginning of this video. I'm supposed to finish inking that thing. But we may not ink it at the end, we finish inking it by the end of this video because my battery is fastly draining. But what I'll do is, wherever this video stops, once my battery gets to like 30, 20 minutes, I will stop the video. And so that, because the video is already an hour and 30 minutes long, I will just post this video like this, and then I can now post the finished look of that sketch, because the video was not ever about the sketch in the first place, or about the inking in the first place. The video is actually just more like this for you to get to know me better as a person. That was the actual intent of the video. So okay, I didn't see my first. Well, it should be there. It's a she. 2 she's actually. My first ever drawing. Why do I even want to say my first ever drawing? But I think I'm trying to show you the improvement. Art isn't something that you get done immediately. You get better over time. Every drawing and line art that you do. I also did a drawing of Rick in the Rick and Morty. Every drawing is an experience. Every drawing is an experience. Every drawing is an experience. And imagine you've made up to 1,000 drawings in a year. Yeah, no, that's not her. Okay, that's her. Here she is. My first drawing. No, this is actually my second first drawing. This is the first drawing. I knew I'll find her. My first digital drawing. This is my first digital drawing. I think I traced an actual life pose for this. Yes. She's so pretty. I think all this I like to recreate. I know what I'm going to do. All these characters that I have, I'm going to impute them into. Oh man, I cooked back then, bro. It may not be too good, but like if I redraw them, they'd be crazy. Damn, what is this supposed to be? I cook, bro. I fucking cook. Peak character design, bro. Okay, so this is the second first drawing. That yeah, it's over time. So imagine you make like I think 1,000 drawings will be too much. Okay, how about like 30, 50, 60, 100, I don't know, drawings in a year. You can imagine the amount of XP you would have racked up. It's like a game. The more experience you gain while playing, the better your character fights, or the better you are at the game. I think there's even like a bar for XP in some games. Yeah. So that's just how drawing is. That's how I see drawing. The more drawings you make, the better you become. You feel that, don't you? And if at all you're not even drawing, I'd advise that you never stop watching YouTube tutorials, because those things are part of things that form your thought process while you're drawing. Because whether you know it or not, unconsciously or consciously, everyone has a thought process while drawing. You have, okay, this is what I want to draw, this is what I want to do. Except for people like me, who just do things on impulse. Like this video now, I just decided to do it on impulse. It has no actual, reason. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so you rack up XP and then boom, become so much better. I feel like the time I wasted on IB's paint, I could have used it to rack up more, tutorial, more could have used it to learn more things, drawing wise, maybe storytelling wise, but I didn't. And I don't regret it because IB Paint took me a lot of time to get to understand better. Funny enough, this color mood changing that I'm even doing, I'm always doing. I just learned it a couple days ago, and it really brings out your art, your line art especially. I don't know, I like it. Maybe not when you zoom it tells it, but this gives it makes it look good. So yeah. So yeah, it's I'd advise you learn everything you need to learn about anatomy and ouch, get the what's that, man? Everything you need to learn about anatomy and the basics of drawing before going into digital, because digital drawing is another thing on its own. It's like you taking a course when you're not done with an advanced course, when you're not done with the basics. Yeah, because I spent a lot of time trying to watch YouTube videos on how to do this on IB Paint, how to do this on IB Paint, how to do this. So yeah, it's best to spend that time learning the basics so that once you finally get they're waking up, everybody's starting to wake up. So yeah, learn the basics before you open up any software. And it's like softwares are like drawing softwares. They're like I don't know what I can relate them to. They're like getting to know a person. Getting to meet people is quite easy, but getting to know a person is the hard part. Getting to know your software is, for some people, it's quite hard, like me. Not for some people, for beginners generally, everybody, it's hard. It took a couple years before I could get to know IB Paint very well and the things she could do, and even now I don't know everything IB Paint can do, but I know most of it, so that's how IB Paint is. Getting to know her is tedious. Now, because I know I have knowledge of IB Paint doesn't mean if I get to Clip Studio Paint, I will know. Once I get to Clip Studio Paint, I'm a sitting duck. Like, there was this time I asked a friend for his laptop because I wanted to try out Photoshop, and I was lost. I couldn't even get one panel done because Photoshop is completely different from IB Paint. All these softwares, Procreate, Clip Studio Paint. I even tried Krita. I've even tried Medibang. Bro, once you get used to a software, it's very hard to leave it. One and two, it's very hard to start using a new one. Because basically everything you learned about the old software is like they just turn into it, because the old software is obviously not going to be the same as the new software. Or the previous software you were working with isn't going to be the same as the new software you're working with now. So softwares are a lot to do. Art apps, there are a lot to do. whole lot. So my advice to you, young pop, is to focus on your anatomy. That time you used to learn all about your software. Make sure before you get into any software or art applications, drawing applications, make sure you are good enough. You're confident in yourself. You're able to show someone your art and the person isn't trying to hold back a laugh. People are mean, people are really mean, but be that good first before going into any art program, any art software. I feel like I've been talking for hours. Okay. Yeah, so then let's move over to another point, because I went through a lot of things that I struggled with when I started, and I just want beginners, especially because like in Nigeria here, art isn't really much of a thing. And even the art that is a thing here isn't this type of art. It's all those paintings and art exhibition things that it's just recently that they started doing comic conventions and anything manga or graphic novel related in Nigeria. I don't say recently, but it wasn't really much of a thing. And actually, it still really isn't much of a thing if you think about it. But I'm giving tips to mostly Nigerians because I know there isn't really anybody, especially if you don't have like someone that believes in your art and things like that. Tips for people going into digital art and don't have anybody to put them through. Yeah, so because it was tough when I first started. I mean, there were times where I fucking cried. I would try to draw, and my drawing wouldn't look the same as what because I used to make drawings of things I saw that time. So I would literally cry if my drawing didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out. So number 2 tip is